Hey, welcome to the Houston Zoo. If you've ever been here and you've seen some of the cool animals we have, maybe you want to bring some of them home with you, well, we can't really do that, but we can do the next best thing, which is show you some of the puppets you can make so you can have those animals with you pretty much whenever you want. Let me show you some of the ones that we've made to give you some ideas with what you can work with at home. These are all made out of common things. Here's one we made. It's a lion. Excellent. Great crazy ears going on here. You can make pretty much anything. As far as your imagination go, you can make it with a sock, and I'm going to show you how to make some of these. We've also got a snake. If you like more of our scaly friends, excellent. The fangs are soft, so not a problem. And this is my personal favorite, because I work with the birds here at the zoo. We have our lovely vulture. These are all made out of common household items. So this is a way for you to take some of the zoo home with you, do something on a little lazy afternoon. Let me show you how to make some of these guys. All right, so what are you going to need to make something like this? We're going to practice to show you one of the more complicated ones that we made, which was the lion. Materials, things you're going to need. First off, for a sock puppet, you will need one sock. If you want two puppets, two socks would probably be better. You want one to make sure you ask before you use this that no one's going to want to wear this sock again. It'll work better that way. You also need a stapler. I like this sort of trigger handle one. This works really well for getting in tight spaces. Get a good sharp pair of scissors. Make sure that you're old enough to use these first. Ask if you need to. Googly eyes work really great. You can also paint eyes on if you've got a paint set. But these googly eyes, these ones actually have a little stick on back, so they work really well. You want some white craft glue. This works really well. You can get this at an art store. You can even get this at like the grocery store. Lots of places. Probably a marker, something to draw with for tracing. Paper clips, big paper clips. These are very useful. You'll need a whole bunch of these. For the lion and for the vulture, I use some feather boa. You can get it in any color you want. Do you want a purple lion? You can make it happen. Do you want a green vulture? Yeah, that's possible. It's up to you. And a couple colors of felt. Again, whatever you think would work for you, go for it. And also a piece of cardboard. This is what we make out of the inside of the mouth out of. So this makes your puppet hard, so you've got the kind of clappy piece for the inside. So the first thing we're going to do is you need one of your hands, and you're going to go ahead and trace the shape of your hand on your cardboard. You don't have to do a perfect job tracing. You just want this piece to be big enough that you can turn this into sort of a mitten. And then you can cut this out, or if you need, you can get a grown-up to help you. Awesome, there we go. Now I'm going to fold this, try and fold it in half. Doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. Now you want to test fit your sock. I picked a tan one for my lion, but you can use whatever you want. This part's the heel of your sock, and I like to put that right where my knuckles are. Because this part in here, that's going to be the inside of your mouth, and it's going to make the lips on your lion, or whatever animal you're making. And then I take this part, and this goes right inside my sock. Doesn't look like a sock puppet yet, does it? We'll get there. So I'm going to take my marker, and I'm going to mark where I need to cut this. Now I'll just cut all the way to those lines. This will end where the toes are. We don't need it. It's going to go away. So I take this bent piece and I put it right where I cut the sock in two. Good. Now, here comes a stapler. I'm going to start stapling this sock, stretching and stapling to make the upper and the lower jaw on your critter. All right, now that we've got the mouth all stapled, we're going to move on to the next part, which is giving this guy an awesome hairdo. You can kind of see the shape your puppet's going to be taking if you want to give it a test fit, which I do. There you go. So that's your basic sock puppet shape. If you want to make any kind of sock puppet, all you do here from here to make your sock puppet is decorate. For a lion, I'm going to give it a nose, some eyes, some ears, and definitely that awesome lion mane. So that's where the feather boa comes in. I'm going to start right there and just start wrapping. You want to leave your mane kind of loose. Find the end of your feather boa and just bunch up a little bit of the sock. Put that feather boa inside the stapler, just like that. You don't want to put too many staples in when you're attaching your mane. Otherwise, they all rip out when you put your hand in, and it gets bigger. So I'm not going to put a whole lot in, probably just on either side. That should be enough to hold that mane on. So I think that's plenty of hair for this lion. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's excellent. All right. Let's start giving him the details. He'll get a nose, he'll get the inside of his mouth, some ears, and some eyes for sure. That'll really bring it together. For the inside of the mouth, you can turn him upside down, get a piece of black felt, kind of cut around the edges of this, and this will give you what you need for the inside of the mouth. Here's where you're going to start gluing stuff. And to keep this mouth in place, while we're doing the rest, that's where our paper clips come in. I'll show you exactly what we're doing. Make sure that's where you want it. And get your paper clips. This will keep your mouth from moving while it's drying. And put his tongue right in the bottom. A little more glue. Perfect. Now we can work on the top of his face some more. So what I did for the last lion I made was cut out a piece that looks like this for his chin. And this one is made out of two different pieces. Looks like this, a black piece and a white piece. This is for his nose. He also gets two ears, which I'm going to staple on. This is pink and tan felt. And this is for the top of his nose, the long bridge. So I'm going to put these ears on first. I like the stapler for that. You can kind of find where this little seam is right here for the heel, and that's a great place for your ears to go. Great. Now he's got some ears. I want to put a little bit of glue right down the middle of the top of his nose. You can put that right in the center of his face. Let's give him some eyeballs. There we go, take that backing right off. You get one right there. You can get another one. That looks pretty good right there. Now you can either put his nose on here, that's real easy, or if you've got some time and you want to make this more like 3D, three-dimensional, you can hold it on like this when you're gluing. And we'll just glue his nose on right like that. So I want to put some more glue on the back. Great. And I'll do his chin too the same way. Anywhere that you use this white glue, you should wait a couple hours at least for it to dry before you put the hand in your puppet. Otherwise you're going to get glue all over you and your puppet will come apart a little bit. But it is easy to fix. All you need is a little more glue and a little more patience. If you use a little too much glue like that, you can just use another piece of felt, or if you've got a spare piece of paper, you can just wipe it off. There we go. And that's his bottom chin right there. And that is pretty much what your lion puppet is going to look like. So in a couple hours, this guy is going to look like his cousin right over here. You can make anything you want with these puppets. This is all limited by your imagination. So come to the zoo, look around, get some inspirations. Maybe take some pictures, make some drawings, and then take it home with you. Next time you've got some time, think about your visit to the zoo and see what you could make out of some puppets. That way you can keep it with you.